What is today is MJ's Monday Mailbag. Now, I'm in New York City. It is hot as hell. I checked my weather app and I saw Houston and Atlanta is actually cooler than New York. Hey, if y'all ain't been to New York yet, there is no fall, there is no spring. It's summer, it's winter. In the summertime, it gets hot as hell. And this past winter, it got cold as hell. So if I start getting amped up and you see me sweating a little bit, hey, bruh, just charge it to I'm in New York City and that's what's going on. But look, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Y'all gave me some great questions to ask, and we're going to start with the Sixers. My man asked me, do you trust Daryl Morey to stick to his analytics and draft Ace even after VJ's workout? With Daryl Morey, I wouldn't be surprised if he drafts Ace Bailey. And I've been somebody that before the reports came out that Ace Bailey and his camp refused to work out with the Sixers, before that came out, I already was cool off because I cannot support another guy that put up great stats on a losing basketball team in college. I don't care what type of great, tough, difficult shots this guy can make in Ace Bailey. If you can't make the tournament with Dylan Harper, you're not that guy, pal. I'm sorry. And if he becomes that guy, I will apologize. I will say I'm wrong, but I'm not putting my stock in my franchise into somebody that I look at right now in being a loser, in being a talented loser. And so would I be surprised that Daryl Morey, even with all of this BS and drama, that he drafts Ace Bailey? I wouldn't, because Daryl Morey is the type of guy that would say to himself, hey, I'm going to do whatever I want. And if I want Ace Bailey, then I want Ace Bailey. And I think that's idiotic to do. Because if you're dating somebody, right, and off rip, she gives you signs that she's not your wife, you got to be a dummy to stick with it. For instance, if you bag a girl and then find out she had a boyfriend the whole time and left him for you, you're a dumbass if you cuff the jump. So the Sixers, if there's already smoke before he's a Sixer, before you sign Ace Bailey to a guaranteed contract, if there's smoke before that, why the hell would you sign him? You just had a situation with Ben Simmons, a guy who was ultra talented that could not get out of his own way. And I'll give Ace Bailey this. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's his camp because the guy's only 18, 19 years old. Honestly, he's just trying to play basketball. So I would probably assume that his camp, his agent, his management is saying, we want you to go to Charlotte or Washington and put up LaMelo Ball stats on a poverty organization and get yourself a rookie max extension. It's a loser mentality because if you believe you're that guy, then if you're that guy, then you complete the trust the process era. That means you're better than Maxey and McCain and Paul George and eventually Joel Embiid. And you're the man that they all look to as being that go-to guy. So if you truly believe that you are that guy, come day one, you should show that. So him not showing up got me all turned off. And in relation to VJ Edgecomb, I'm a huge VJ Edgecomb guy. And there are reports that he was nervous in his pre-draft workout. Look, y'all, And this is a lesson in any job that you're applying to or any opportunity that you want. You eliminate most of the competition by showing up. You eliminate most of the competition by simply showing up. You could be in ministry. You could be a doctor, a lawyer, a sports analyst, a writer, whatever you want. You eliminate most of your competition by just being on time, by just showing up. Hell, in the gym, hella people don't even show up. So you don't even have to have a great workout. If you just show up to the gym, you're already doing better than all them guys that decided, hey, I'll do tomorrow. And they'd say, I'm going to do tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. As long as you show up. So with VJ Edgecomb, I don't care that he had a bad workout shooting the ball. Maybe there were some nerves. He's going to the NBA. You ain't have nerves in your interview for your job? I'm just saying. And maybe that they saw something in you that you ain't seeing yourself simply by you showing up. I'm preaching right now. So VJ got my full support. Imagine VJ Edgecomb with a lineup of shooters all around him, whether it's McCain or Maxey, Paul George, Joel Embiid, Kelly Oubre with that corner three. That is showtime. Showtime. I'm letting y'all know now that VJ Edgecomb is walking into the NBA as what, top 5 most athletic player in the league? Like, he's up there with Ja. He's up there with Ant. And I have said it before, and I will say it again. Paul George talking about some Ace Bailey, all this stuff. I'm not worried about that stuff, bruh. Not worried about that stuff. Clearly, Ace ain't rocking with Paul George like that. But with VJ Edgecomb, if VJ Edgecomb gets himself a shot, this is Anthony Edwards 2.0. It is. It flat out is. VJ, that's my guy. The NBA Finals was yesterday. It was yesterday. And I said on Instagram, on YouTube, that Shai is on the Jordan trajectory. I don't feel like that's a crazy take. He literally had the best guard season since 96. The only person that comes close to what Shai did this season is Steph Curry. And what did Steph Curry do? He choked a 3-1 lead. And let's be honest, even if the Warriors won that finals, Draymond Green was winning finals MVP. So you may not like how they play. You may not like the fact that these guys are young and a little bit like just childish in them post-game interviews, whatever the case may be. You may not like OKC, but the accolades are undeniable. I don't go by feelings. I go by facts. And I'm going to say this. It's going to piss off some Bron fans. It's going to piss off some Bron fans. Shai is telling you this. Let me gather my thoughts real quick. I ain't gonna lie. Up to this point in Shai's career, he got more killer than LeBron James. For sure. If Shai was on that Miami Heat team in 2011, they're beating Dirk. Because I know for a fact Shai's not gonna fold like LeBron did. He not gonna fold, bruh. The thing with LeBron James, he needed somebody else to teach him how to win. He needed Dwayne Wade to teach him how to win. With Shai, who's teaching him how to win in terms of a guy that's on his level? Like, J-Dub ain't on his level. J-Dub don't know how to win. Only guy you could say is Alex Caruso, a role player. But you're talking about folks that, like, Shai really came into the league, came into OKC, and said, this is mine. And yes, It's on the table for the Oklahoma City Thunder to be a dynasty. That's on the table, y'all. It is. Because when you look at all their draft picks, they got 2 draft picks, 2. They have 2 draft picks this year. I believe next year they got 3. So with the way that Sam Presti, who we're about to talk about very, very shortly, has been drafting, the sky is the limit. Like, even if you can't keep all your pieces, right? Even if you can't keep all them guys, you're still going to come back with some heat with the way that Sam Presti has been drafting, bro. With the way that Sam Presti has been cooking up a storm in the draft. And speaking of Sam Presti and Howie Roseman literally are the same. And I've said this before, but look at this, bro. I feel like Howie and Presti are like doing the same exact thing, but in like different leagues. Let me break this down, right? The way that Howie Roseman flipped Carson Wentz and got back Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Jordan Davis, and Jalen Carter is just like how Sam Presti flipped Paul George for Shai, J-Dub, and multiple picks in the future. I don't know how these guys did it, bro. But they traded some of these guys, but there was a Paul George or a Carson Wentz a year or 2 early when they had their maximum trade value at the time and essentially built the foundation of a championship roster. Because without A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, I'm sorry, this Eagles offense ain't nothing. Without Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, the Eagles defense ain't nothing. For Oklahoma City, without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP, the scoring champ, the finals MVP, they not doing nothing. What about J-Dub dropping 40-plus points, having a remarkable playoff run, especially in the finals? They're not winning without J-Dub. And so it all ties back to Howie and Sam Presti saying, we're going to get over the hump by trading away a piece a year or 2 early to build the foundation of young guys through excellent drafting that is the future. And both of these squads, both of these organizations are set up to win for a long time. I'm going to go back to the Sixers. I'm banking on the Sixers to win the East. I am, bro. Like, I'm banking on the Sixers to win the Eastern Conference, bro. It's wide open. The Celtics, they're out of here. They're not doing nothing without Jason Tatum. The Cavs are frauds. Ain't nobody worried about no Donovan Mitchell, bro. The Knicks are frauds. Nobody is worried about a squad led by Jalen Brunson, bro. Nobody is worried about the Knicks. The Bucks are out of here. Dame Achilles. The Pacers are out of here. Tyrese Halliburton Achilles. So who's left? Overrated Knicks who don't have a coach. And I'll give you the biggest threat is the Magic. Because Paolo Banchero looks like the truth. And Desmond Bane is nice. And they got a damn good, actually a great starting five with Franz Wagner, Desmond Bane, Jalen Suggs, Paolo Banchero. They got some guys for real. But if the Sixers stay healthy, if Joel Embiid is just 65% healthy, and you got a healthy Maxey, healthy McCain, a healthy Paul George, and VJ Edgecomb, oh yes, this is the year. And I said this before with Lamar Jackson. I will say it with Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, if you are healthy, this is your last chance to win a championship. This is not me being over dramatic, but there is not going to be a time that the Eastern Conference is this wide open, bro. It's never going to be a time that it's this freaking wide open. I mean, hell, the Miami Heat, if they go on a run, they can go back to the finals because they got the best coach in the conference. It's wide open, bro. So Joel Embiid, get your ass in shape, get your ass healthy, and let's complete the process. At the very least, get to the conference finals. And after that, we need to get to the finals. I was 2 months old when AI brought us to the finals, bro. I'm tired of my friends saying, you don't know what it feels like to see your squad in the Eastern Conference Finals. Never mind the finals. Never mind winning a championship. I'm tired of those jokes. I'm tired of those jokes. But I'm looking at this Sixers squad here. I'm saying it's a prime opportunity. Get it done, y'all. Get it done. Let's talk about the Eagles. Let's talk about the Eagles. Jordan Davis. Talked about him a little bit earlier with the whole Carson Wentz trade. And again, Howie Roseman did his thing. I feel like if you're limiting Jordan Davis to just being a run stopper, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to Jordan Davis because you're not asking Jahad Campbell to just be a run stopper. You're not asking Jahad Campbell to just be excellent in coverage. If you're a first-round talent, you're asked to do multiple things. That's why you are literally a first-round talent. Jordan Davis, and I'll give him this, hasn't had competent coaching up until Vic Fangio. Jonathan Gannon wanted to be a head coach. He wasn't bought in. And he had Sean Desai and Matt Patricia, the worst defensive coach in the history of football. So I think it's disingenuous for Eagles fans and folks to say, well, Jordan Davis, he's fine. He is what he is. He's a run stopper. He's great for us. No. I think even Jordan Davis will tell you he has expectations for himself that is above playing 37% snaps of snaps. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm not sorry, y'all. Some of y'all are some fake friends. Because if you're telling Jordan Davis, if you're telling Eagles fans, yeah, we should be okay with a first-round pick playing in 37% of snaps, you ain't no real one. And I keep saying this to myself, the fact that Vic Fangio is staying in Philly for the long term is only going to make Jordan Davis better. It should not be a world where you have two first-round talents, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. You got Jalen Carter playing 79% of the snaps, and you have Jordan Davis playing 37% of the snaps. Like Moro Ajomo, a 7th-round pick, all right, cool. Milton Williams, 3rd-round pick, all right, cool. Not no 1st-round pick. All this is doing is holding a guy accountable who I bet knows he should play better. He should be better. He should have a breakout year. And honestly, in the playoffs, he showed that pass rushing upside that Howie Roseman believed in when he drafted him. Best believe, Howie Roseman did not draft Jordan Davis to just be a run stopper. And I don't think Jordan Davis went to the NFL thinking to himself, I just want to be a run stopper. And if you actually believe that, you're being an apologist. Let's stop this stuff. There is a difference between being a fan and being a fanboy. You can be a fan and still hold the team and the players accountable, give them love, don't take it personal, but call it what it is. Being a fanboy is you gloss over everything. You gloss over every position group, every coach, every player, every flaw, and just say, we're good. We're going to win the Super Bowl every single year. Y'all not going to get that from Real Talk. I promise you that. Let's talk about the Buccaneers real quick. Why am I hearing that the Buccaneers have the Eagles number. Like, it's delusion at its finest. I'll give you, bro. Todd Bowles in the past, he's gotten the best of Jalen Hurts. But what has been the common denominator? A.J. Brown ain't been there. Y'all not beating the Eagles. Y'all not beating Hurts and A.J. when they together. You're not. You're not. And they haven't beat them. The time the Bucs beat the Eagles the first time was when they had Tom Brady and that super team of a roster. The next time they faced them, the Eagles put belt to ass. And then in the playoffs, that same year, that 2023 year, without A.J. Brown and with Jalen Hurts that needed help in terms of like reading defenses, they got the ass whooped and the defense was trash. And then, what was it, like week 4 last season? A.J. Brown was out. It was like 95 plus degrees. You could clearly tell the guys ain't want to play for real. And they got their ass bust again. But again, y'all don't have the Eagles number. It's just for some reason, it's just bad timing. A.J. Brown is out. And y'all know y'all can't do the foolishness y'all do, the BS y'all do in stacking the box when A.J. Brown is lined up with y'all. Y'all can't do that because you know he will cook y'all for $150 and 3 touchdowns if you play A.J. Brown man to man. So I cannot wait until the Eagles play the Buccaneers, whoop that ass, and that narrative of Baker and the Buccaneers having the Eagles number goes to bed. Stop the cap. Stop the BS. Y'all just have caught us when we've been injured a little bit. That's all it is, bruh. Stop the cap. All right, speaking of the NFC, I'm going to go out here and give y'all my NFC playoff seed predictions. Say it again. I'm going to give y'all my NFC playoff seed predictions. The 7th seed, I got the Bears. I think with Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, I think they turn up this year and they improve that offensive line drastically. I expect them to be in that late wild card spot. 6th seed, Lions. I think they take a step back. I think you see who Dan Campbell really is without them coordinators. And the roster is so talented because of Brad Holmes, who y'all never want to give credit to. They're still going to be a playoff team, but they're going to take a step back. At number 5, the Commanders. I got respect for Jay and Daniels. I got respect for what they have accomplished. They can very well win 11, 12 games and be in the playoff hunt, be in the playoff mix, and get that wild card spot. Number 4, I got the Packers. I got the Packers, bro. So Vikings, y'all out of there, bro. I do not believe in J.J. McCarthy. I simply do not. Number 3, I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think the 49ers actually should be the number 1 seed. That's what they should be. But, you know, like, hey, bro, like, I take that back, bro. I take that back. I'm trolling. I take that back. I can't have that number 3. I can't. I'm going to say something sacrilegious. And I'm so sorry. But it's not even about the 49ers. Let's just hold off. Let's just hold off. Let's just hold off. At number 3, I've got the Panthers. I think Bryce Young and them boys shocked the world. It's no fun betting on the Buccaneers. And I'm sorry, I'd be damned if I bet any stock in the Falcons, bro. So I got the Panthers. I think Bryce Young becomes a breakout candidate next season, and Dave Canales is the coach of the year. Number 3 seed. Number 2 seed, the Eagles. I got the Eagles, bro. I like him. Y'all know what I do. Y'all, this my squad, bro. Like, it's not much to it. This my squad, and like ultimately, we have a hard schedule. So that's why I don't have us as the number 1 seed, but I have the 49ers as the number 1 seed. Because with their abysmal schedule that they have, it's a bum schedule. They should actually win like 15 games. They should. I actually think if they don't win 12 games, Kyle Shanahan should be fired. Even if they make the playoffs. Like, that's how bad, that's how much of a joke their schedule is. So I will say it again. My NFC playoff seed predictions. Number 7, the Bears. Number 6, the Lions. Number 5, the Commanders. Number 4, the Packers. Number 3, the Panthers. Number 2, the Eagles. And number 1, the 49ers. And best believe the 49ers, they will do this. They will fold. They will fold in that divisional round and be exposed for having the abysmal schedule that they have. Bonus question. One of y'all asked me, what was college like while chasing your dreams in journalism without stress? I'll be honest. All of college, I was stressed out. My first year was COVID. So I'm at spring break. I'm turning up, acting a fool. The Wednesday of spring break, we got sent back. We got a email from Morehouse College saying, we need y'all to bring y'all ass home, get y'all stuff, and adios. Adios. Because it's a global pandemic. So, like, most of my, or I would say not most of my, but like the tail end of my freshman year was cut short. And they used to say, like, hey, y'all missed the best part. It's Springfest. It's Juve. Like, if you are looking for a college, Morehouse is so popping, bro. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. And it's not just popping, but like, if you are just decent in terms of having hard work, Morehouse is going to give you opportunities. And what did I say earlier this episode? Just showing up. If you just show up, you're going to outbeat a lot of people or outwork a lot of people. So then like my sophomore year, or like I would say right after my freshman year was when I started Real Talks. That was July 2020. And for like the first like 6 to 9 months, I was only doing audio episodes. And I didn't do any visuals, any reels, anything like that. Ended up getting that unemployment money and realized I'm going to put that money towards my business, towards Real Talk. And I used that money. I invested it in myself. I got a camera. I got these mics. And I got all the equipment I needed to go out here and host a podcast. Visually, really, I wanted to get those visuals right. And so I just kept grinding and grinding all my sophomore year. I came to my junior year as the sports editor and the sports producer of the school newspaper, the Maroon Tiger. And I owe a bunch of my success in journalism to the Maroon Tiger because they afforded me opportunities to be in rooms that I honestly had no business being at my young age of 21, 22, 23, etc. And so in my junior year, just tried to be consistent with not only doing Real Talk, but also maintaining high grades. I was actually pledging the greatest fraternity in the world, Omega Psi Phi. I'm doing the Shador right now. Omega Psi Phi, root of the Bros. N'Kobe Dean, that is a Omega Psi Phi brother right there. Michael Jordan, that is an Omega Psi Phi brother right there. Jalen Hurts, that is an Omega Psi Phi brother right there. Do your research if you don't know. Do your research. So did that end of my junior year. Once I became a Q, the workload became heavy. And it's just like, you got to endure. You got to endure. You got to do it. You got to do it. And I think in college, you can do both. Like, you can be lit, you can be outside, and also get your business done. It's called duality. And the best of the best that I've seen in college have been the ones that they are excellent in the classroom, and outside the classroom, they are some of the coolest people that you'll meet. And I would say that I met several guys in my class, and even like upperclassmen that I looked at, I'd be like, you on your game, bro. And I would hope that some of them would think the same thing with me, and people coming up would think that with me as well. So I think ultimately a long way to answer your question, bro. But like, it's a grind. It's a grind. College is the best 4 years of my life, the most fun 4 years of my life. When I graduated college, got to grad school, and then graduated grad school, I was like, oh, this is what I really wanted, that adult life. This is terrible. This stuff is ass. Pet bills, that New York rent. Oh, this is ass, bro. I will say this, bro, and this is my last piece of advice for this question. In journalism, it's so important that you start your own thing. And we got ambulance going on right now, but I don't know if y'all can hear that. But in journalism, if you're coming up right now and you don't have your own thing, your own blog, your own podcast, ownership of something, maybe your own social media marketing company, whatever the case may be, if you don't have your own thing, what is you doing? What are you doing? And to add on to that, if you don't have your own thing and you're not in social media, choose a different profession. It sounds harsh, but it's the pure facts. Unless you're like the next James McBride, the next all-time great writer, which honestly, the chances are slim. They're slim. Now, if you can do it, do it. But folks have a higher probability of getting a job in journalism if you either have your own platform that you can leverage with other companies, or you know social media, because that is the way people get their news. That's the way people get their sports takes. Y'all don't be watching TV, watching First Take and all these shows on TV. No, you go to YouTube. You watch it on Instagram, on TikTok. Yeah. Well, overwhelming majority of y'all do that. At least I do. And I know majority of young people, that's what they do. So I would please urge you, be creative, be consistent. If you have creativity and consistency, you will never lose, because people lose by not staying consistent. I've seen people, they have their podcast for a month. They don't get views and then give up. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was posting screenshots of audio episodes on Apple Podcast for like 6 months straight. And the only people liking it was my mom, my sister, my man Chad, and his big brother. I had like 4 or 5 likes, and my man Jalen. And I used to get upset when folks wouldn't like my stuff that I knew really closely. And then I realized the biggest fans are the folks that don't know me. They don't. They don't. The biggest fans are the folks that they'll not know you from a can of paint, in terms of like, they won't know you like in person and all that. Like, they haven't met you, nothing like that. And they just love your content so much. And it's a lot of y'all too. And I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And y'all show more love than people that actually know me. It's not no beef. It's the way it is. It's with anything. it's gonna be a stranger that shows more love than somebody that actually knows you for real. So I feel like I'm that old head that just keep chatting sometimes, but I hope that this was helpful. Giving some of y'all some advice on this stuff. Uh, and I love to just talk more about journalism and uplifting y'all because like I don't have it figured out. I don't. I don't. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of Real Talk. I'm proud of the success. We was on Nightcap the other day. That was dumb thorough. That was dumb thorough. But we not done yet. This is just the beginning. We got stuff that we really want to get to that's higher than Nightcap. And I love Shannon and them boys, Acho, all those guys. But have those same aspirations. If you shoot for another galaxy and you end up on the moon, you won, bro. Like you won. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. It is Real Talk with MJ, where y'all know I always keep it real. I'm out, y'all.